All right, our Bible history lesson today is number 69. It's the faith of a Canaanite woman, and it's on page 144 in the hardcover book. All right, 144 in the hardcover book, The Faith of a Canaanite Woman. The only footnote is on the title, and I'll read that to you. Then I'm going to tell you a little bit of information before we start. The footnote says, while Jesus was on earth among the people, he was greatly surprised only a few times. Once because of men's unbelief, and twice at the remarkable faith certain persons displayed. The first of these was the centurion of Capernaum. That was the man who knew that Jesus didn't even have to go to where the healing needed to take place. He knew that all Jesus had to do was speak a word, and it could happen. This time is the woman of Canaan. Now, a little background on this story is, you remember that Jesus was Jewish, is Jewish. He was of the Jewish people, the Israelites. That means he descended from David and all of the Jewish people who were God's chosen people in the Old Testament. Jesus was an Israelite. Now, once Jesus had come on the earth, born as a baby, and grew up and began his ministry, many of the Jewish people thought that he was only for them. Jesus just came for the Jews. And remember, they wanted an earthly king. They wanted somebody to rescue them from the politics of the day because they were persecuted and oppressed. And they wanted Jesus to be a king on earth and to save them from that. That's not why Jesus came. We know he came to die and to rise for us. But because they wanted Jesus only for themselves and thought he should only be theirs, anybody who wasn't a Jew then, they considered a dog. And dogs were lowly creatures. You might feed the dog the scraps from your table. They certainly would not sit at the table with you, and they weren't much to be considered, just the scraps. Now, if you keep that in mind while we read this and talk about it, it will make a lot more sense. And also, this story is about a time when God was allowing somebody to be tested. He does sometimes allow us to be tested, and this certainly is the case in this account of the Canaanite woman. Now, she's a Canaanite woman. That means she's not Jewish. She's not an Israelite. That would be like us. We're Gentiles. Anybody who's not Jewish is a Gentile, and they would have considered us dogs. Here we go. This is right out of Matthew 15. Jesus went away from there and withdrew to the district of Tyre and Sidon. Behold, a Canaanite woman from that region came out and was crying, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely oppressed by a demon." But he did not answer her a word. His disciples came and begged him, saying, "Send her away, for she's crying out after us." He answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But she came and knelt before him, saying, "Lord, help me." And he answered, "It is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs." She said, "Yes, Lord, yet even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table." Then Jesus answered her, "O woman, great is your faith. Be it done for you as you desire." And her daughter was healed instantly. All right. So now we go into the softcover book, and I will tell you the ones that you are going to do, and then in the next video you can hear the answers. So the softcover book is page 82, I believe. Let's do all of thinking about God's Word, all of working with God's Word, and all of applying God's Word. So let's do it all. And if you need to remember a few things, you can always go back to the beginning of this video and hear a little bit extra. All right, the next video will have the answers.